You know, people often believe that it takes years and years to change their life. They think transformation is this long, complicated process that requires decades of work before you even see the results. But the truth is, everything starts in a single moment. One decision, one choice. That's all it takes to set the direction of your entire life. 8 minutes might sound like nothing. It might feel like just a fraction of your day. But in those 8 minutes, if you're truly focused, if you're truly honest with yourself, you can make a decision that will shape the next 80 years. Think about it. Every big achievement, every great success, every personal victory that people admire, none of it began with the finished product. It all started with a single choice. Someone decided to stop waiting, stop hesitating, and finally take action. That decision didn't take a lifetime. It didn't even take a day. It happened in a flash, in a heartbeat. And that's the same power you have right now. I know what it feels like to be uncertain, to feel like maybe you're not ready, or maybe you don't have enough time, or you don't have what it takes. That voice in your head tries to talk you out of greatness before you even begin. But let me tell you something, hesitation kills more dreams than failure ever will. Failure is not the enemy, inaction is. When you hesitate, when you wait for the perfect time, you're already losing, because there is no perfect time. The only time you have is right now. And when you make that choice in the moment, when you decide, this is it, I'm going all in, you unleash a power inside of you that you didn't even know existed. That decision becomes your anchor. It becomes your starting point, and from that moment, every action you take, every step you move forward, is built on that foundation. Think about your health. It doesn't take 80 years to decide you're going to take care of your body. It takes a moment, one decision to say, no more excuses, I start today. Think about your career. It doesn't take decades to decide to pursue your dream. It takes a moment of courage to say, I'm done being average, I'm going after what I want. That moment, that single choice, is worth more than a lifetime of sitting around wondering, what if? You see, life is not waiting for you. Time is moving forward whether you act or not. And in these 8 minutes, you can choose to stay the same, to play it safe, to let another year slip away. Or you can decide that this is the moment everything changes. 8 minutes of clarity, of conviction, of courage. That's all it takes to set the course for the next 80 years. And when you look back decades from now, you won't remember the hesitation, you won't remember the doubts, but you will remember the exact moment you said yes to yourself. You will remember the moment you chose strength over fear, action over comfort, and purpose over excuses. That's the power of a single choice. That's how 8 minutes can create a lifetime of greatness. Everything in life begins in the mind. Before you lift a single weight, before you take a single step toward your goal, before you build anything of value, the battle starts up here. Your body can be strong, your opportunities can be big, but if your mindset is weak, it will all collapse. The way you think sets the foundation for everything that follows. When I talk about mindset, I don't mean some abstract, fancy concept. I mean the voice you listen to when you wake up in the morning. I mean the belief you carry when you look in the mirror. I mean the story you tell yourself when things get tough. That's your mindset. And the truth is, it can either be your greatest weapon or your biggest enemy. I've seen people with unbelievable talent throw it all away because they didn't believe in themselves. And I've seen people with almost nothing rise to the very top because their mindset was unshakable. It's not luck, it's not magic, it's the way they chose to think. They trained their mind the same way you train your muscles, through repetition, through discipline, through refusing to quit. Every challenge you face in life will test your mindset. You'll hear that inner voice telling you to give up, to play it safe, to stop pushing so hard. That voice is always there. But the question is, which voice are you going to listen to? The one that drags you down or the one that lifts you up? Because the moment you control your thoughts, you control your destiny. You see, your body will follow wherever your mind goes. If you convince yourself you can't do it, you won't even try. If you convince yourself that the obstacle is too big, you won't find a way through. But if you train your mind to see possibility, to see opportunity, to see progress in the pain, then nothing can stop you. That's why mindset is the foundation. It decides how far you will go before you even begin. It doesn't matter where you're starting from. You may feel behind, you may feel stuck, you may feel like the odds are against you. But the minute you flip the switch in your mind and say, I will not quit, I will not back down, I will not waste my life, everything changes. That decision in your head fuels your actions, and your actions build your future. Let me tell you, it's not about being positive all the time. It's not about pretending everything is perfect. It's about being honest, being real, and choosing to face life head on instead of running from it. It's about saying, yes, this is hard. Yes, this is painful. But I will find a way forward. That's mindset. That's strength. And when you build that kind of foundation, nothing can shake you. The storms will come. The setbacks will come. People will doubt you, criticize you, laugh at you. But you won't break. Because you already decided in your mind that you're unbreakable. That foundation will carry you through 80 years and beyond. So understand this. Success doesn't start with talent, with money, with luck, or with opportunity. It starts with the thoughts you choose, the beliefs you hold, the mindset you build. If your mind is strong, the rest will follow. That's why mindset is not just part of the journey. It is the journey. There is one resource we all share, no matter who we are, where we come from, or how much we have. It doesn't matter if you're rich or poor, strong or weak, old or young. Time is the great equalizer. Every day, each of us gets 24 hours. No more, no less. You can't buy more. You can't negotiate for more. You can't beg for more. Once it's gone, it's gone forever. That's why I call time the ultimate currency. You see, people waste time like it's nothing. They treat it as if it's unlimited, as if tomorrow is guaranteed. But I promise you this, nothing is more expensive than a wasted moment. You can lose money and earn it back. You can lose strength and build it back. You can even lose opportunities and create new ones. But when you lose time, it's gone forever. And every lost moment is a piece of your life you'll never see again. That's why you have to wake up every single day with urgency. Not panic, not fear, urgency. The understanding that your time is the most valuable thing you own. And the way you spend it determines the life you live. Every choice, every action, every minute you waste or invest, it all adds up. Over 8 minutes, over 80 years, it becomes the story of your life. Think about this. How often do people say, I'll do it tomorrow? Tomorrow is the biggest lie we tell ourselves. Tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is a trap that convinces you to waste today. You don't control tomorrow. The only thing you control is this moment right now. And if you're not using it to move closer to your purpose, to your dreams, to your potential, then you are throwing away the most valuable thing you have. You know what separates the great ones from the average? It's not that they were born with more talent or more advantages. It's that they understood the value of time. They didn't waste it. They didn't wait for perfect conditions. They didn't let procrastination steal their future. They used every moment like it mattered, because it did. And that's the mindset you need. Treat your minutes like gold. Protect them. Invest them. Don't spend hours on things that bring you nothing, on distractions that make you weaker, on people who don't push you forward. Every time you waste your minutes, you're stealing from your future self. And your future self deserves better than that. So ask yourself right now, how am I spending my time? Am I building? Am I learning? Am I growing? Am I moving forward? Or am I standing still, making excuses, waiting for someone else to change my life? because no one is coming to save you. The clock is ticking whether you act or not. When you understand that time is the ultimate currency, you stop taking life for granted. You stop wasting hours, days, years on things that don't matter. You start living with intensity, with clarity, with purpose. You start saying no to the things that drain you and yes to the things that elevate you. You begin to value each minute because you know those minutes are what make up your 80 years. So remember this: money comes and goes, opportunities come and go, people come and go, but time only goes. And once it's gone, you can't get it back. That's why you can't afford to waste even a single moment. Time is the most valuable thing you own. Spend it wisely. What you do every day may not seem like much in the moment, but it creates ripples that stretch far beyond what you can see. That's the power of habits. One small action, repeated over and over again, doesn't just shape your day, it shapes your future. Your habits decide whether you build strength or weakness, progress or regret, success or failure. People often think it's the big, dramatic moments that define their lives, the big victories, the big opportunities, the big breaks. But the truth is, it's not the big moments that decide your destiny. It's the small, consistent ones. It's what you do every morning when nobody's watching. It's the discipline you keep when no one is clapping for you. It's the habits you live by that quietly build the foundation of your future. You see, a habit is not just an action. It's an identity. When you choose to exercise every day, you're not just moving your body, you're telling yourself, I'm someone who takes care of my health. When you choose to read, to learn, to grow, you're not just filling your mind with information. You're saying, I'm someone who invests in my future. And when you choose to waste time, when you choose to procrastinate, when you choose comfort over challenge, you're telling yourself the same thing. I'm someone who doesn't take my potential seriously. That's how powerful habits are. They become the story you believe about yourself. And once a habit is built, it doesn't stay small. It multiplies. It compounds. It creates ripple effects you can't even imagine. Eat poorly for a week. Maybe nothing happens. Do it for a year, you'll feel it. Do it for 10 years, it will change your entire life. The same is true for positive habits. Practice discipline for a week, you see a little progress. Do it for a year, you see transformation. Do it for 10 years, you won't even recognize yourself. You'll be stronger, smarter, more confidently powerful than you ever thought possible. That's why habits are not just about today. They are about tomorrow, about the next decade, about the legacy you leave behind. The little things you do right now will echo into the next 80 years. Your family will feel it. Your friends will feel it. Even people you've never met will feel it. Because strong habits build strong people, and strong people create a ripple effect that inspires everyone around them. But here's the catch: the same is true for negative habits. The small compromises, the excuses, the laziness, they ripple too. Skip one workout, skip two, suddenly your discipline is gone. Lie once, lie twice, and soon no one trusts you. Waste your minutes day after day, and before you know it, years have slipped away. Your habits don't just affect you. They affect everyone who looks to you, who depends on you, who learns from you. That's why you can't afford to be careless. If you want the next 80 years to be strong, start by strengthening today. Build habits that align with the future you want. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for perfect conditions. Build discipline. Discipline is what turns a habit into a lifestyle, and a lifestyle into a legacy. Every single day you have a choice to create ripples of weakness or ripples of strength, to build habits that drain you or habits that transform you. And the beautiful thing is, it's never too late to choose differently. You can decide today to break the old patterns and build new ones that will carry you forward. Because in the end, your future is not built in the distant years ahead. It's built in the daily habits you practice right now. Inspiration is a beautiful thing. It lights a fire inside of you. It makes you feel unstoppable. It fills your mind with possibilities. But let me be very clear, inspiration without action is worthless. You can watch all the motivational videos in the world. You can read every book. You can listen to the most powerful speeches, but if you don't get up and do something, nothing changes. Inspiration is the spark, but action is the fuel. Without action, that spark burns out, and you're left exactly where you started. I've seen it happen 1,000 times. People get excited. They say, this is it. I'm going to change my life. For a few hours, for a few days, they feel on top of the world. But then reality sets in. The excitement fades. The discipline isn't there. They slip back into the same habits, the same routines, the same excuses. And then a year later, they wonder why nothing is different. It's because they confused being inspired with being committed. You can't wait for inspiration to carry you every single day. It won't. It's temporary, it's emotional, it comes and goes. But action is what builds momentum. Once you take that first step, then the next one, then the next. You stop relying on how you feel in the moment. You start relying on your discipline, your commitment, your vision of who you want to be. That's where real change begins. Think about it like this. You don't get stronger by watching someone else lift weights. You don't get healthier by reading about nutrition. You don't get successful by listening to someone talk about success. You only grow when you take what you've learned, what you've felt, and you put it into practice. That's the difference between dreamers and doers. Dreamers stay inspired. Doers take action. And when you take action, something amazing happens. You create results. They may be small at first, but they're real. And those results fuel you more than any motivational speech ever could. The progress you see becomes its own inspiration. You no longer have to wait for the fire. You've built it inside yourself. So when you feel inspired, don't just sit there and soak it in. Use that energy as a trigger. Use it as a signal that now is the moment to move. Write it down. Make a plan. Take one concrete step right away. If it's fitness, drop and do push-ups. If it's business, send the email, make the call. If it's personal growth, pick up the book, write the journal entry. Don't let the moment pass, because once it's gone, it's hard to get back. Remember this, nobody cares how inspired you felt. The world only sees what you did. 10 years from now, no one will ask you how motivated you were in 2025. They will ask you what you built, what you achieved, how you lived. And that answer depends not on how often you felt inspired, but on how often you turned that inspiration into action. You don't need more speeches, you don't need more books, you don't need more hype. What you need is to move, to act, to commit, to put in the work day after day, whether you feel like it or not. That's how inspiration becomes transformation. That's how motivation becomes momentum. That's how you turn 8 minutes of fire into 80 years of greatness. Because in the end, inspiration is temporary, but action lasts forever. One day, every single one of us will be gone. That's the truth. No matter how strong you are, no matter how successful, no matter how long you live, time will eventually catch up. And when it does, the question won't be about the money you made, the trophies you collected, or the things you owned. The real question will be, what did you leave behind? That is legacy. Legacy is not about fame. It's not about being remembered by millions. Legacy is about impact. It's about the lives you touched, the people you inspired, the difference you made. When you're gone, people won't talk about how many hours you worked or how much money you had in your bank account. They will talk about how you made them feel, how you helped them, how you challenged them to be better. That's what lives beyond a lifetime. The choices you make today, the habits you build, the mindset you carry, the actions you take, they don't just shape your next 80 years, they shape the generations that come after you. A child who sees you fight for your dreams will believe they can fight for theirs. A friend who sees you stand tall in adversity will learn to stand tall themselves. Even strangers who never meet you directly will feel the ripple of your example. That's the power of a life lived with purpose. It reaches further than you can imagine. But here's the part people forget: legacy isn't built at the end. Legacy is built right now. Every decision you make is writing the story of how you will be remembered. If you live selfishly, if you waste your gifts, if you play small, your legacy will reflect that. But if you live with courage, if you give your all, if you pour yourself into something greater than yourself, your legacy will live long after your body is gone. That's why it's not enough to think about your own success. Success dies with you, but legacy lives on. You can't take your achievements with you, but you can leave behind strength, inspiration, wisdom, and love that carry on for decades, even centuries. Think about it. The people who inspire us most today are often long gone, but their words, their actions, their example continue to fuel us. Why? Because they built a legacy that was bigger than themselves. And you have that same opportunity right now. Every day, you have the chance to choose between living for comfort or living for impact, between playing it safe or leaving something behind that others will carry forward. And it doesn't matter if your legacy reaches millions or just one person, because changing even one life creates a ripple that can spread further than you'll ever know. So ask yourself, what do you want people to say when your time is done? Do you want them to say you wasted your potential, that you lived small, that you never pushed, that you never gave your best? Or do you want them to say you inspired them, that your life made them stronger, that your example gave them courage, that because of you they believed in themselves? That choice is yours, and you make it every single day. The truth is, the next 80 years aren't just about you. They're about everyone your life will touch. Live with that awareness, live with that responsibility, and you will build something that lasts far beyond your lifetime. Because in the end, your legacy is the only thing death can't take away.